This is Nick with Build Brothers Roofing. Started my inspection at 333 Sandy Street out here in El Cajon. We are about to go on top of a flat, torch down, modified bitumen patio roof. We've got an older structure. It's got some coloration on the wood, but the wood seems to be in pretty decent shape. Obviously, we can use a touch up as far as the paint goes. But there are some areas where the wood will need to be replaced. We have some areas where the plywood is starting to fail. One right here, over here as well. But the rest of these beams look to be pretty structurally sound. I walked on it, everything felt pretty sturdy. Obviously, we won't know until this roofing material is tore off just how good of shape the wood is in. Sometimes the wood can look good from the ground level, but when we get to that top section, you know, wood rot can be present. So we want to make sure that that is not the case. But I'm working my way up to the top here. Here we have the torch down material that was not installed with a torch. It looks like everything was just nailed down. You can see all these exposed nail heads, and that is not the proper way to install this material. Any exposed nail head on a roof, especially a flat roof, is a leak waiting to happen. And in this case, that leak is already happening. So we've got this old torch down material. We're gonna tear this roof off, get down to the decking so that we can replace some of that bad wood. You can also see how wavy a lot of this material is as well. A lot of the material is coming up and no longer adhering to the sheathing underneath it. So these are all telltale signs that the product has gone well past its life expectancy. My suggestion is we get rid of this roofing material and we replace it with a TPO roofing material. TPO is more of a commercial grade product. It does a fantastic job of waterproofing. Obviously, that's what we're most concerned about. It'll turn this entire roof plane into one singular membrane. But for the homeowner, if they are going to be spending time underneath this patio, it reflects a lot of sunlight and heat off of the roof. So it helps keep the area underneath it nice and cool. There's a possibility that we're going to go ahead and sheathe over this portion as well, and go ahead and roof over that too. Me and the customer will have a conversation about that. But this particular material definitely needs to be replaced. The rest of the roof is an architectural asphalt shingle. It is getting towards the tail end of its life expectancy, but I will not sit here and say that it needs to be replaced. I would say this roof has another at least 3 to 5 years left in it, maybe a little bit more. The granules are starting to deplete, and that's the first sign that the roof is starting to age. You can see that a lot of these granules are accumulating in the gutters themselves. Once those granules deplete more, then that fiberglass begins to be exposed. Once the fiberglass on this material is exposed, the waterproofing is greatly affected. But the adhesiveness of this product is still in good shape. These layers are still sticking down to the roof itself, so that's good to see. A lot of times when this material gets really aged, they become very loose, and I'll be able to lift up along all these seams, but that's not what we have here. We have a bunch of penetrations where the sealant is still doing a pretty good job. It's getting to be aged, so this roof could definitely use from what it could use a roof tune-up, where we come out and reseal some of these penetrations, ensure that everything is working properly. Look for any other problem areas on the roof, but I don't see any immediate need for concern on this roof. We got some whirlybirds here. Those are still spinning okay. Bearings have worn down a little bit on that, so it might be time to replace that one. But the rest of the roof is still in pretty good shape. Our main concern right now is this flat roof, which I'm definitely going to recommend replacing. And we're going to be replacing it with upgraded TPO roofing material. That's it for my inspection.